All right, so here we are in the Northern Ireland room on the military tour with Coach Mike Tolkin. And Mike, first of all, important question: how's the liver?
Liver is grown up to 90%. That's all
great.
it's going to grow.
That's cool.
But it's doing awesome. It's a beautiful liver.
Yeah, it's a beautiful. It's, and we did the story and the rugby family that came together to help you and people were rooting for you. And it's great that all happened, but it's even greater to see on the field coaching.
It's really an honor to be here, but it's so much fun. It's to get out and be on tour again, and Alex, to just be around these guys who really want to play and soak it all in, and also talking to the great coaches, Clarky and Ian, and catching up with yourself and all things American rugby.
Right.
So that part is really enjoyable as well.
That's good.
I'm on the right hand side. Do you want me to keep here in case he wants to wrap around this back?
Yeah. Always be ready to play first, okay, and then kick chase second. Because if you have a wing playing back here, we might do. It could be an 8-9. So I always want you on these, just to play at the 5.
We're all right-footed. We get dropped in here very easily.
Okay, because we got so many forwards in here, you guys got to really get width on this kick. Okay.
It's good. You as an assistant, and Alan Clark's the head coach, and I think he's done very well as a coach. I've enjoyed observing him, but as someone, multiple Super League champion coach, national champion high school coach, national team coach, is it an adjustment to take a back seat or a step back?
No, it's not. It's not in the sense of you have a great coach there, and it's really good listening to him and working with him.
Stay.
You guys can stay. Stay where you are and take down. There we are. Hey, everybody, eyes on here. Just to be smart. Just enough.
Sometimes it's just natural. You want to step up, not because they're saying anything wrong, but you just want to be out there. But it's been very collaborative. Clarky's taken the lead. He was here last year and did a great job. And I think really teaching guys and working with them, and that's really enjoyable. To get the parts going.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to possibly adjust our launches from lineouts through 10. So, and we're going to look at bringing even blindside wing into the seam to launch that. So those will be the 2 tweaks.
What I've observed from you, and this is the sort of thing I think is great for an assistant coach, is that quiet word that, hey, come over here, right? If you change your foot and your foot alignment this way or that, those little things, that's what you're there for, really.
Yeah, and that's what coaching is all about. It's teaching. Also having the ability, I think a lot of times the dynamic is 1 or 2 coaches coaching in general, but now we have the opportunity to really micro coach and help guys in these little pieces that can improve their game. So that's enjoyable for me too.
If you can, just keep your head up, because there was a big hole, like when you were giving it to Kerry. When you were giving out to Maddie, there was a big hole.
For me to carry?
Yep.
The coaching move away from just hyping up players, that's not your role. This kind of assembly, it's like, man, if you're not motivated, there's not much anything I can do to make you motivated, right?
Right, and I think our country's in trouble if these guys aren't motivated. But it's true, Alex. These guys are self-motivated. They've paid to get here. They put a lot of sacrifice, gotten time off. So that part, that's kind of on autopilot. And they're great. They look out for each other. And for us, it's just about putting a structure together that gives them the best opportunity.
Communication is a big part of that.
Yeah.
Right? Your background as a teacher. You draw on that, I'm sure, all the time.
Definitely. And always trying to find out what is the most clear message, because clarity is confidence. And if we can be clear about it, then they get on the field and they have a clear picture of what we want to do.
Max, remember on that snap what we did in training this morning? Just simple. Right? 1 step forward, pop.
Stay deeper, running.
All good. Be composed.
And with Cliff Davidson, both of whom had seen a lot in their military careers, and both of whom are now out of the military, to talk about that. And so as we go into, I do want to thank our sponsors, Crusaders Global. Go to crusadersglobal.com. If you want to become a higher level player, if you want to become a higher level coach, Crusaders Global can help you with that. Irish Rugby Tours can take you on tour. Talk about the rugby ethos about going on tour. They can take you on tour and take care of you really well. Next Phase Rugby, which connects college rugby programs with high school rugby players and has been enormously successful in getting players to programs that they love and helping college rugby teams find players that they need. Panther Rugby Academy, which provides elite playing opportunities for young rugby players from under 14 all the way up to sort of under 23, but especially under 19, things like that, or under 19, under 16, both in 7s and 15s. They do an excellent job with that. PantherRugbyAcademy.com. And then the US Rugby Foundation, usrugbyfoundation.org, building grassroots. You say you want to help grow the game. Well, one way you can do it is join their clubhouse and get into donating just a small amount each month or each quarter, something like that. And they can translate that into things like new rugby balls for startup youth programs, tents for youth programs, or scholarships for players, or help with referees, with coaching. Anything that helps make the game better in the United States. Day to day, you're coaching NYAC in the Atlantic Rugby Premiership, the ARP. What role does the ARP have in American rugby right now, or coming up, really?
Yeah, I think it's really becoming more prominent, a little like the old Super League, where it became Super League was a major platform, main platform for the USA team and the pathway system. I think we're going to give players a lot more game time. As MLR kind of shrinks a little bit, we'll give that opportunity on the off season to get a lot more game time, and the competition should get better for people competing.
If you're a rugby player, but hey, you've got a job in the New York City area, there's 3 teams you can play for in that league. So it's not like your rugby dream is over, right?
Not by any means. Yeah. So I mean, you could attach to any of those teams, get good matches in, a bunch of matches in that you wouldn't have normally done.
Yeah. What fuels you to keep doing that?
That's a good question. It's once it's in your blood, it's just like you love coming out and trying to do things better. I think that's the thing, trying to do things better. Not recreate things or, invent grand things, but how do you do it better, more simple, more clear? And that's that, yeah.
So I think I could wrap this up in a beautiful little bow. In coaching rugby, the game has changed so much since, look back on your first Super League championship, which was 08? 05. That's right, in Hartford. I remember that. But the game's changed enormously since then. What do you do to keep up with it? Well, but is that partly an attitude thing? Like, I've got to be willing to?
The thing is, Clark and I were just talking about it. It's coaching on principles.
Yeah.
Like we coach on principles and parts, and you adjust to the laws of the game. You adjust to what players are doing better.
Yeah.
But the principles remain the same. So it's just kind of those little spurts of growth change.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the thing. I mean, you run a good line and stay low and you tackle effectively. These are all things that don't change. And a good pass, short or long, are pretty much the same.
Accurate.
Right?
Yeah. Same fundamentals that we talked about probably in 2005.
Right.
I would apply to today, adjusting them to what the kind of the trends are,
right.
the pods,
the tactics,
the pods,
right.
Stuff like that.
And I find that, like Scott Lawrence mentioned in an interview recently, where he talked about how he wanted to formulate a game plan where it didn't really matter who the 10 was. And it's possible that I'm reading way too much into that statement, but Is the fly half role devalued or changed in some way?
I don't think it's devalued. I think it's very important, but I think there have become additional people to take the burden off 12. You know, the second playmaker is prominent now.
Sure.
In terms of 10 and 12, you got 9 there as a
Yeah.
playmaker. So I think playmakers have been added with more significance than they were in the past.
Gotcha. All right. And finally, I guess back to this tour. Living at RMA Sandhurst and with the guys and pretty much around them a lot. How is that? I mean, it's a little bit like national team assembly in that you're around with them all the time.
It is, practicing, meals, meetings, preps. Great. And meeting a whole bunch of new guys from across the country. That's really cool. I've always loved that.
And creating a team out of it.
Creating a team by the end of this, we'll have felt like we could just start the tour again.
That's true. It's like if we could only just.
This is our pre-tour tour, and but then it ends unfortunately. But these are great guys, and that's been fun.
It's been fun. We're having a good time.
And good catching up with you too.
Absolutely.
Being able to talk.
It's been too long. It seems so. All right, man.
Sure has.
I appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Alex.